We're here in the beautiful Malta and we meet interesting people like Universa. How are you doing, Alexander?
Good afternoon. It's a pretty sunny day here. It's
Yes.
like a real summer.
Yes. Universa, very known for its blockchain. What are the latest developments? Because it was a little bit more quiet than in the beginning.
A bit more quiet doesn't mean we do nothing. That means we do a lot of things internally, and of course the real development had a lot of efforts had to be put to create the real products, especially if we are talking about the next financial infrastructure for the whole world. So today we will announce here in Malta that we are launching the smart money platform, the smart money as a service, where any company, any financial institution, any state or government can issue their own national currency, stable coins, any financial assets on top of Universa blockchain. And from our perspective, it's a very, very huge step forward because before that, it was not possible to make it happen, especially on the Bitcoin blockchain, especially on the Ethereum blockchain. They are not yet still connected to the financial world, and we build this bridge between the digital world and the financial world. So we made it legal. We made the technical platform where you can create the legally binded digital currencies.
So, and what are actually the milestones for 2019? If you look at this system, I hear the word stablecoins. So, do you see a grow market for stablecoins as well on your chain?
Not only on our chain, but actually the whole world is actually rapidly moving to the tokenization of real life, real economy assets. That would be like a gold, oil, sugar, wood, metals, etc., etc., etc. So our goal is to be at the among those first projects who would be able to provide the infrastructure to tokenize metals, to tokenize gold. We did it in Switzerland, so currently we are showing how it's easy to tokenize real assets. And for us, the goal for this year is, first of all, it's to get to the real estate market. It's huge. We are going to tokenize the square meters, and we see the huge potential. So, and day after tomorrow, I'm going to Emirates, where this market is still booming. And for us, we still see the major markets as Africa, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Those three regions in total will have like 4 billion people in several years. So our goal is to be leader there, and we will push to this goal through the whole 2019, trying to get more countries, trying to explore through Tunis. You know about our Tunisia achievements. We are the operator of digital transformation there. We have launched the national blockchain there. So we would like through the Universa Hub Africa to invade through and explore the other African countries and do the same with Southeast Asia.
Cool, cool, cool. Because there's also a trial in Malaysia. Can you give an update on this test, this pilot?
The pilot was good. Unfortunately, last May, the government and the president actually, it was re-elections. They lost the power. So we're still waiting for the additional approval from the government to continue this pilot. But anyway, we will not drop all these results. I mean, we reuse those cases in other geographies. So we have used the Malaysian pilot to launch successfully tokenization of Swiss francs, tokenization of the gold. So we are using what we have achieved, as well as with, for example, with Alpha Bank when they tested us. So we created interbank settlement system, and currently we are selling this system to other financial institutions. So each of them who will implement it will, for example, require the license in terms of tokens, so they will have to buy the tokens to operate the system.
Okay. And how does it actually work? Can you give us some insight in what kind of challenges there are to actually connect the existing world to this digital world?
Still, there are some mess in the minds of even CIO, CTO, head of even large banks when they mix the term of the blockchain and the term of cryptocurrency. So they think blockchain means Bitcoin still. I mean, 2019, come on. It's ridiculous, but it is. So we are still spending a lot of our efforts to educate them, to explain them that, you know, the new financial infrastructure, guys, you may see that BBVA launched it, but Ripple did it good. Come on, you may do the same. Come on, do it. You know, you can. We can help you, etc., etc. So but still, I think like a third of our all efforts and resources are we put to educate them how to use properly this new technology to make this huge leap to the digital era.
So actually, you're also moving into this market of Ripple, Hyperledger, Corda, R3.
More or less, when we are launching smart money as a platform, we are actually enabling this market to all the banks, not only those who are actually entered to the consortium, not only those who would like to trade using the XRP. We are offering them the platform to issue whatever francs, dinars, rubles, yen, whatever yuan, whatever you like to, metals. So use us, create your own assets, stable coins, stable assets, move them across the network in a secure and trusted way, and we will do the rest.
So how do you see the future of tokenized assets? I think Mike Novogratz said like this is one of the biggest waves actually. Many others said tokenized assets, STOs will be one of the big waves in this new era.
I think that STO no more or less than just digital shares. So I mean, yes, everything that might be digitalized would be digitalized. So we will definitely see this new wave of digitalization, tokenization of this asset too. Shares, of course, in terms of their liquidity, in terms of their, nature of this product, of course, it would be tokenized. And of course, we are trying to be nearby. But actually, we have started from the natural resources because so many companies are playing with the STO market, with shares. But we would like to play with oil, gas, sand, square meters, those assets, which are probably not that buzz as words, but in terms of economy, they are way more huge.
Okay. Well, what kind of challenges? I mean, you're based out of Russia. How was you're based out of Lithuania? Sorry. How do you see the regulation moving? I know Lithuania is progressive. Huh? Lithuania Bank is progressive. But how do you see other jurisdictions progress?
We are working in a lot of jurisdictions. So we have Universa registered in Liechtenstein, in Singapore. We are currently got a pre-approval from Bahrain. So there are several jurisdictions who would like to lead this wave. But they do understand that it requires some changes in legislation. And there are just a couple of countries currently this year who can do it, who can actually support legally smart contracts, for example, among the parties legally. But I can expect that we will see much more this year and especially next year. So, for example, even Russia, they actually made smart contracts, digital assets, digital signatures legal from the 1st of October.
Okay.
So it will be the huge wave of legislation, approvals from countries. They will adopt this technology. They will use it for sure. So we will get rid of those papers, signatures, stamps, whatever, and forever. And we will have the digital smart contracts, digital signatures based on KYC, ML, fingerprint recognition, facial recognition, etc., etc., etc. Technology are ready. The laws are not yet ready, but they will. So of course we will see some, difficulties, but we are working on them, and I think we will overtake them.
Right. Yeah, one of the other issues or one of the other topics we can discuss is the domain universa.io. What's the latest on this domain? Because there was some squirrel about this domain.
My point of view is that American company who actually were protested against our trademark Universa claim that as they also has Universa among their Universa investments legal name, they actually asked the court to get this trademark from us, which we are okay. We don't need the trademark in the United States. We had registered it first, but we don't need it. But the funny stuff that the American court, according to their request, pushed the European register of our domain name, universa.io, which is definitely not American, and get it back from us to America. So our legal entity in Europe lost our domain by the request of American court, which is 100% illegal.
Yeah.
100% illegal. So at least strange. Okay, let's call it strange.
Yeah.
So we will definitely try to make it legal. We will try to push them back. But unfortunately, United States are controlling the domain name system, a system. So probably the best move from the Universa is to create the alternative, like a universal name system, to create decentralize the DNS, decentralize the domain name services. Because come on, guys, when someone in America doesn't like you, he can grab your identity from you. Domain is your identity. We lost our emails. We lost our accounts at exchanges. We lost our even bank's account. We can recover bank account, but we cannot recover the accounts at the exchange because we don't have access to the email anymore. If someone can grab your identity from you so easy, we have to stand and fight for our rights, and we will.
Yeah, ironically, there is this startup in Silicon Valley. It's called Decentralized Domains, and actually they want to decentralize the whole domain business. It got some investment from Tim Draper. So perhaps there's some hope.
Probably we should ask them to help us to cover this situation. But fortunately for us, we have domain is not the thing. You can take our domain from us, but you cannot stop the mainnet. Mainnet is working, mainnet will work, even if you will shut down all the domains we have, if you will actually keep all the team of Universa for years, it will work. Because it's decentralized, there is no any point of centralization which may control the network. Probably we won't be able to update the core, but it works. The smart contracts will work, all the tokens will work, all the tokenized assets will work. So fortunately for us, we are in decentralized world currently, and they simply cannot switch it off.
So, okay, and so this is one of the ground rights of also the decentralized community, I think. Internet of freedom, internet of freedom of decentralize.
I do believe that we are shifting from centralization to decentralization. I do believe that we should have a right to have our own identity, and no one should not be able to get it from you. You should be able to create any kind of assets. So if you'd like to trade your working hour for my whatever tokens, you should be able to do it freely. So we are building the infrastructure for that. I do not believe that the power of states is actually they are more powerful than we. Actually, their job is to protect us. Their job is to create a framework where we make our living better. If it's not the case, why should we need them?
Yeah.
Why should we pay the taxes?
But some say, okay, if we decentralize everything, if we have a fully peer-to-peer sensorless network, then we still, when we have a dispute, we still need a third party probably to solve the dispute.
Yes, of course. So we can both, as in a P2P transaction, we can appoint those guy or robot. I think in 99% cases it would be robots. So if it's about trading your working hours onto my tokens, it doesn't be human to check it. You can prove that you have spent just an hour talking with me.
Yeah.
If it's job, your boss should pay to you, but your boss is not your boss. It's just a robot who actually paying your living. So it might be done by robots. I do believe because they are not emotional. They never had any hangover, no emotional stress. So they will judge logically.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we've seen it on football games. Now we have on football
Several
games.
times, yeah, exactly. That's the reason why we need robots.
Okay. So yeah, what the milestones we touched upon, are there some other milestones for this year or next year, or if you look at the network, like how much TPS is now running on the network, or
TPS is a benchmark. TPS is something when you have the load for the network, you may calculate the TPS. So it might be done at the moment when someone else actually sending through the Universa a lot of transactions. So as you know, we are currently have at the benchmark network, we have 25,000 transactions per second as a benchmark we have achieved. So at the peak time, we are better than the Visa. We are not comparing ourselves with Bitcoin and Ethereum because we are 100 times faster. We are comparing ourselves with the Visa. Visa has 24,000 transactions per second. We have 25,000 transactions per second in a decentralized network.
Yeah.
So in our case, we do not believe in TPS. We do believe in more and more large companies, large financial institutions who will send, even governments who will send a lot of transactions through the Universa blockchain. So we will calculate our results in terms of those large clients who are sending a lot of transactions through us. And I'm pretty sure that the end clients and customers will follow. But we are still at the very, very early stage of adoption of this technology.
Yeah.
It's not that easy for you to shift from the local national currency to whatever tokens, even if they would be accepted. It's not that easy in psychology to shift to working hours token. You still would prefer euros, probably.
Yeah, yesterday I bought like a beer with crypto. We had this Stasis wallet, and but one of the challenges was actually the confirmation from the ATM to your wallet. So you put the euros in, the confirmation on the Ethereum network was still like 10 minutes.
So in this case, we probably should have, let's launch it. So such type of digital wallets where the digital cash is inside. So you're actually touching the POS terminal, and exactly this type of touch, the portion of your tokens is getting from your wallet directly to the POS and then to the wallet of the seller. So it would be P2P transactions without any intermediaries, as banks, as payment system providers. I do believe that the financial network, as Universa, should get rid of them.
Okay. The challenge actually is to have a merchant has to invest in new infrastructure, isn't it? I mean, normally you go via a QR code and it's existing technology. Now they have to invest in a new technology?
No, they do not need to invest into the new technology. If they have Android phone, they have POS. I mean, it might be done as an app. And even if you have the quite old school POS terminal, you should just update the software there.
Okay.
So technically, they are enabled to have such transactions.
Right. And they can get like euros or dollars into their bank account. Huh? I mean, with a stable coin.
As stablecoin in the form of Universa-based euros, Universa-based francs, Universa-based gold, etc., etc. At least for Universa, it works.
Okay. So thank you very much for your insights. We always end with this last question is, what are your pickings in the market? What kind of coins, like a top 3 coins, do you pick in the market besides Universa?
Universa, and then Universa. If you do believe in your own project, you should get load of it exactly, extremely, and I mean with a hunger such large which cannot beat it. So I do not want to spread my focus and will still focus 100% on Universa. Sorry for that.
And how did you get inspired? How did you get enrolled in the blockchain? Was it with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or what was your first contact?
It was Bitcoin. It was Bitcoin. But from my point of view, it still would be popular. It would be the digital gold of new era. But gold as gold, we do not use it. I mean, practically in normal life. We have created the cash. So I do believe that even if we have the digital gold as which Bitcoin is, we still need the cash. And the cash is Universa. So I would push Universa to create your infrastructure to create the cash. So we would like to be money printing machine for the digital era.
All right. Money printing machine of the digital era. Thank you very much, Alexander, for your time. All the best with all your products, and yeah, see you around.
Thank you very much.